Hey guys, we're back. It's Confidence Coaches for Kids. I'm Keisha Gutierrez, principal here at Jackson Elementary.
And I'm Krista Press, a 5-6 teacher here.
Yeah,
So
summertime.
excited to be at school though.
I know, it's cool. No one's here.
I know, it's like you can run the halls.
You could, but
We
you
don't.
wouldn't because that's not safe,
No,
right? Or
no,
respectful.
we're not doing that,
responsible.
but you know what we are doing? Pulling all the books off
We
the
are.
shelves that
We
we can't
are.
wait to read this summer.
Yeah, so we've been talking a lot about what we're doing with our own kids this summer.
Yeah.
And we're thinking about you guys. And you know, we need to talk to you about something that's a big deal. It's called the summer slide. Do you know what it is? You heard of
Water
it?
slides? Parks? Like cool slides?
No, that's really fun. That's good type of slides.
Oh.
This isn't so good. Yeah, this is when you, it's on average in the summer, kids can lose 2 to 2.5 months of reading and math
No.
skills.
For
Yeah.
real?
Yeah, 2 to 2.5
What?
months. And that's if they're not focused on learning at all over the
Okay.
summer. So we want to help you with that.
Yeah, let's problem solve this situation because you need to be ready to start the school year confident, ready to go.
Yes,
You don't
yes.
need a slide holding you back.
Well, here's the scary part, if there's any parents watching. If we don't have our kids doing something over the summer working on learning, if it starts in elementary school, that slide, by the time they get to middle school, that's like losing 2 years of skills. So we don't want that. We
Whoa.
don't want that. I know,
That's
2
big.
years,
That's
2
huge.
years.
Kids, you guys watching and listening, you
Uh-huh.
want 2 years gone by the time
No.
you start middle school?
No.
I'm gonna say it again. You need to be strong and ready to go in
Yes.
middle school.
So
All right.
let's talk about it, because really it only takes 20 to 30 minutes every day
Okay.
being focused on learning.
You could fit that in
And giving
without giving
math,
up your
yeah.
video games or swim
Absolutely.
time or shoot and hoop
15
time.
minutes of math, 15 minutes reading. So today we're gonna talk about reading.
Okay.
Because, you know, we love to read. One of the things that, oh, there is someone behind us. That's Holt. He's one of our custodians who's awesome. Good
Rocking
job,
it
Holt.
this summer. Hope
That's
you're
right.
reading, Holt. Hope
Yeah.
you're not losing your summer slide.
So we have some books here to show you because one of the best ways that you can avoid summer slide is to read. And so we have the opportunity to be in the library and to pull some of our favorites, and we're surrounded by them. So let's talk about
You
some
want
of
to
them.
tell? This is one that you were recommending to me that I
Yes,
really want
yes.
to read.
So I think it's Amira is her name, and so this is Amira is a girl and she lives in another country, and she is actually not allowed, because she's a girl, she's not allowed to read and write. And so this book is called The Red Pencil, and I would just really highly recommend it because, you know, a couple things. It helps us look at resilience, right? I mean, that's an
Love that
important
topic.
thing. But it helps us to realize like how fortunate we are to be able to live in the country that we live in now and just have access. I mean, girls get to read, we get to write, and so
Yeah.
this is a great one if you're looking for really to be motivated and to feel great.
Yeah, I'm borrowing that. I'm starting that one today,
Put that
guys.
on that side.
I know.
Yeah.
I almost have I'm gonna be honest. I have like a little bit of like anxiety in a good way about the number of books I want to read this summer before school starts. Like the list
do you
just
get it
keeps
in?
growing and growing, and I gotta find time. Oh,
You'll
but
do it.
That's a good problem to have.
If you want time, you'll make time.
So you know what I was thinking? Because I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna put it out there. As a kid, I was a struggling reader, and I really didn't learn to read independently till I was in 5th grade. I just had a lot going on in my life, and my brain just wasn't ready to do it until I was 10 years old. And then once I got it, right? But because of that challenge, it wasn't something I enjoyed to do until later in life. It took me a while to learn to enjoy reading in that time and getting lost in a book. But
now it's one of your favorite things to do.
one of my favorite things to do. So something that I do, and I think my kids like it. They roll their eyes at me always to start, but I just do it anyways because the end result is always a positive one. And because I kind of wanted more of this as a kid because of the way I felt about reading. But ask your parents to read with you.
Read aloud.
Or read
Vacations.
aloud. Yeah, like when we're in the car, I always choose a book that we read, a chapter book for us to read and kind of talk about as a family for those long drives. Sometimes we read a book at night, but Esperanza Rising was one. And I can't believe it took me so many years to read it
so
because I
good.
had heard about
So
it.
good.
But I finally read it this last year with my family over Thanksgiving break in one of our road trips. Such a good story because I'm all about like you're a fantasy lover.
I do love fantasy.
And the historical fiction piece. And I like some of those books too, but really my heart is like, where can we look? Like, what's the message in the book?
Yeah, how can we learn?
Or it's and this one to me was all about like empathy and really learning to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their story. But yeah, ask your parents. Like, come up with some things. Like, can you read on a road trip? Do a milk and cookies thing at night for dessert.
That's a great idea.
You
Yeah,
know?
my boys and I right now. So Krista mentioned how much I like fantasy. Well, one of my favorite fantasy, well, other than Harry Potter, I mean, that's my ultimate.
Total. You remember
Yeah.
when she is it Expelliarmus?
Expelliarmus, yes.
Expelliarmus.
But another series I loved and fell in love with years ago was Fablehaven, and so my boys recently had asked if we could read it, and so we're reading that together, snuggled in bed. We read a chapter every single night, and it's great because I get my teacher fix, and I stop and I talk about let's talk about this vocabulary word, and sometimes they just want me to read, but it's so good for them.
So good.
So
And you don't have to have those conversations
Nope.
with mom
Nope.
and dad or parents if you're like, I don't know what questions to ask. Just
okay.
the act of reading and that time together is huge. And you know
Yes.
what? I love that you said that you like snuggle in bed, because I don't care how old you are, kids.
It's okay.
When you're all laying on mom and dad's bed reading books, there's something pretty cool about that. And those are memories you will not forget. as
or
you get
grandma, or whoever. Maybe
Totally.
it's a sibling. Maybe mom and dad
Totally.
aren't home. So
Yeah. Should we talk about some picture books?
I think so, because sometimes when we talk and we get
so many
excited,
good ones here.
I mean, a lot of these are Battle of the Books books, and they're really great authors. But the other thing is, I think you need to understand, it's totally fine to be reading picture books. There's some great picture books out there. What are some that you
keep
have?
going. Well, Hidden Figures. I just love
yeah.
this story. A lot of you probably have seen the movie. And
Ooh,
I
this
just
one's a good one, too.
I love the pictures in picture books. The boy who harnessed the wind.
Island Born. This is a great one, The Day You Begin. I know that they started this in the 4th grade classrooms this year, and the kids just rave about it. There's great. I always am partial to books that talk about girls and women and how
Yeah.
they've overcome. And so this is a great little visionary women, because we
strong
are
ladies.
strong. And then this one's Personal Space Camp. I like to read this one with my boys. It talks about people have a bubble, and we need to make sure that we are staying in our bubble. So social emotional learning. If you're a babysitter,
Yeah.
I think this is huge.
It
Tell me what
is.
you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I was just saying, it's the practice of reading, the act of reading, all of that, right? So if you're a babysitter and you pick up a picture book to read to the kids you're watching, not only are you helping yourself, but you're modeling what a good reader looks like, sounds like, feels like for kids, and providing them with that same opportunity
Yes.
that you're giving yourself.
If you come to my house to watch my boys and you come with a thing of books, I'm giving you some tips for sure, monetary, because
Yeah, I was gonna say,
not
what
tips like
kind
you
of
should do
tips?
this, but no, I'm gonna pay you extra because reading is so important, and so. We're excited to be here and talk about
Yeah.
some of our favorites. Comment on our video.
Yes.
What are some of your favorites to read? Maybe we can
Yeah.
help each other and get some more books out
That's
there.
right, yeah, because kids are all, not just kids, everyone's always looking for a good read, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or so many people are. So yeah, comment below. The other thing is, what I love about our followers is you guys are all ages, right? From elementary, middle school, high school kids, college kids. Everybody comment, what are those good reads that you love? And if you are one of the older kids watching,
Ooh, or if you're a teacher,
or a teacher,
what do you like to read with your
Yep.
kids, with your students even?
Yep, and it's important that we all read because it just keeps our brain going no matter how old we are. We want to keep our brains active and engaged and ready to go for the next challenge or whatever comes our way.
Right. So avoid the summer slide. Keep at it.
But hop on those water slides because that's fun too.
Yes, water slides, check.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
no summer slides.
Thanks, guys. Keep
All right.
reading.
We'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.